Title: My wife finished breakfast, stood up, and said, I have a flight in 3 hours. My ex-hubby invited me on a month-long trip for his birthday, then vanished. When she came back, she found a yellow envelope pinned to the door. Start. She finished her toast, wiped her lips, and stood up. I have a flight in 3 hours. My ex-hubby invited me on a month-long trip for his birthday. She said it casually, like she was telling me the weather. Then she vanished with her suitcase, leaving her coffee half full. That was the last morning I looked at her as my wife. We weren't always like this. Once I adored her. I believed her laughter was mine to protect, her tired sighs mine to soothe. We built routines, quiet breakfasts, weekend drives, whispers in the dark that felt eternal. I thought loyalty was a given. I was wrong. The cracks appeared months earlier. Her phone lighting up at midnight, her sudden girls' trips that never had photos, the way she guarded her purse like a vault. I told myself I was paranoid. Until I saw his name. Her ex-husband, bold on her screen. Message after message. She called him love. She promised him time. She told him I was nothing but a provider, a placeholder. My chest tightened. Then it hardened. That morning at breakfast, when she announced her little trip, I didn't argue. I just memorized her tone. Arrogant, careless. She assumed I was too weak to stop her. She was right, about the past version of me, not the one sitting across from her that day. Revenge doesn't come from rage. Rage is sloppy. Revenge requires clarity. While she packed her dresses for him, I was packing documents. Bank accounts, titles, deeds, joint savings. Everything she thought she had a right to, I quietly locked away. I spent weeks preparing, moving assets into trusts she couldn't touch, consulting lawyers in shadows, creating a fortress she wouldn't see until it collapsed on her. I changed the locks, redirected mail, altered beneficiaries. I became invisible in her blind spots. And then I wrote the letter. Short, precise, final. She returned a month later, suitcase heavier, face tanned, wearing sunglasses that hid nothing. She probably thought she could stroll back into the life she had abandoned, drop her luggage in our hallway, and pretend fidelity was a flexible concept. But she stopped cold. Pinned to the door was a yellow envelope, my handwriting on the front. She tore it open. Her lips moved as she read. The words were mine. You abandoned this marriage. You lied, you cheated, you mocked me behind my back. Consider this your exit notice. The accounts are closed. Your name is removed. You own nothing here. I owe you nothing. The streets will welcome you better than I ever could. I watched from across the street, leaning against my car, popcorn in hand. Her voice cracked first. This isn't cheating. I didn't lie to you. Her suitcase dropped on the pavement. She clawed at the door like a trapped animal. Neighbors peeked from their curtains. She saw them, and her panic grew louder. How could you throw me out with nothing? You can't do this. But I could, and I had. She sank to the ground, sobbing into her hands. This isn't fair. I didn't lie. Every tear was payment, every wail a dividend. I popped another kernel into my mouth, savoring the salt. For once, I tasted freedom. She finally saw me, across the street, calm, watching. Her mascara streaked, her chest heaved. She stumbled toward me, barefoot on asphalt. You can't just erase me like this. I gave you years. I didn't flinch. You sold those years the moment she boarded his flight. Her hand reached for mine. I stepped back. Her eyes widened, realizing the finality. No negotiation, no forgiveness. The bystanders, the silence, the locked door behind her, it was all the courtroom she needed. And the verdict was already written. I drove away while she screamed my name, a sound I let the wind carry off. No regret, no second thoughts. She had chosen her stage. I had chosen her curtain call. In the end, she was right about one thing. I was just a provider. But she forgot. Providers can also be executioners. Now, when I sit with my morning coffee, I think of that envelope pinned to the door. A simple sheet of paper that cost me nothing and cost her everything. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it tastes like popcorn.